Okay, here we are in Central Lending Library with members of the Knit and Think group that meet here on Thursdays between
1 and 2:30.
1 and 2:30. And we're just here to find out a little bit more about the group. And I'll come to Claire first. Hi Claire.
Hello.
Can you tell us a bit more about the group?
Well, this group sort of was born out of an idea that Alison and I had, and we were thinking about knitting groups, and a lot of knitting groups are called Stitch and Bitch, and we didn't like that very much. So we decided to do something else, knit and think, and I'm quite interested in philosophy. I run a philosophy in the pub group, so we thought we'd have a 5-week trial and see how we got on. So each week we've had a different stimulus to get us talking, and we've had no problems at all, talking about everything under the sun.
Excellent. Can I just go around a few of the group to see what kind of things you've been talking about? Anybody want to start?
Well, somebody brought along, you brought along the Barbie doll, and we were talking about the Barbie doll, and it brought loads of different ideas. It reminded me of my best friend at school, Barbie doll, and it's very glamorous and beautiful and blonde and everything, just like the Barbie doll. So it made me think about my best friend at school.
Excellent. And any other things that you've been...
We had story time. We had a children's book that made us think about the magical time that is childhood. And
the wonder of teachers.
The wonder of teachers, actually, yeah, it was really good.
And cake time.
And cake time.
Yeah, they had a cake last week. They had a little cake, didn't you, with a candle on? But I missed that because I was off. But apparently that was very nice.
Yeah, I'd just like to ask you all, what do you think, why is this resurgence in knitting? Because I've seen knitting circles sort of developing all over Leicester in really surprising locations. And it's been really, from witnessing it, it seems like a really calming, quite zen thing to do.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
I think it's got to do quite a lot with the recession as well, the fact that, people want things to do, and this is a very, social and productive thing to do. And I think that's one of the reasons that's made it take off again. I don't know, what do other people think?
It's also a nice break to do something repetitive and simple and yet creative, and have a reason to socialise with people and get to know different sorts of people in the process.
Yeah, it seems like a really social activity. Can I just ask you, are you able to sort of knit in different philosophical styles?
I can barely knit, actually, I have to confess. I can only knit one thing, and in one way. But
We belong to the continental school.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
There are different
Immanuel
styles.
Kant, Heidegger, that sort of knitting style.
Way cooler.
But I'm very English, so I don't know who I would be following, really.
David Hume.
Yeah.
Bertrand Russell, perchance? Yeah, so...
But we don't actually do any of that, actually talking about kind of schools of philosophy.
we don't, no. We practice philosophy rather than talking about philosophers or philosophical theories. So we're actually building on each other's ideas. That's the whole point.
Yeah. And can I just ask you, do you think the library's a good location for these kind of groups?
Oh yes, very good. I think it's perfect because you've got the right sort of environment and the atmosphere. It's quiet and lovely, and then we come along and disrupt all the calm.
So is the group going to continue? Is it an ongoing thing, or?
Yes, it is,
Yeah, we've decided that. Well, even though Claire's moving on and we're going to be starting a group in the evenings at another library, as yet to be confirmed, this group have decided to continue to meet, and we're going to have another 5 weeks after Easter, and then we're going to provide the stimulus in turn for ourselves. So I think that's a sign that it's been quite successful.
Yeah, great. And are there any contact details for people who are interested
if people are interested, they can just email me, and that is bookdoctor@leicester.gov.uk, and if they want to register their interest for knitting, because it's going to be open to everybody.
Okay. And can I just ask people again what they think they've got out of the group? The best thing?
I've just gone wrong. Because I've been totally distracted.
Take two.
Knitting rage.
Oh dear.
I found it very enjoyable because I've not done one like this before with knitting.
Yeah.
And I think because everybody here is interested in craft, it's influenced our discussions. We've talked a lot about tradition, and the discussions have been quite kind of gentle and measured. There hasn't been a lot of argument, well, a small amount. But I think it affects the kind of flavour of the discussion.
Excellent. And anybody else want to say anything about what they've got out of it?
I think it stimulated some really interesting debates, and you get all these great stories from people, so from different sorts of countries, and I think that's a great thing to learn about.
Yeah.
And also very apt being in a library with those stories developing.
Yeah.
So,
But also, I think it's been really good fun. I mean, anybody who's been... I've had a few comments from the staff, well, you're obviously enjoying yourselves up there. So our laughter's echoing through the library, and I think that's a really good thing, you know, to show that you can have great fun in the library and have lots of new ideas. So
Thank you very much, all. Thanks for indulging me. And good luck with the group, and I hope it continues to grow.
come back and see us again.
I will do. Thank you.